guys, so we're back with Bryan Danielson's AEW run, and if you've not seen the story on it, I made a little story. Tony Khan keeps uploading this shit, so he's definitely watching, or someone from AEW is. Hi! Thank you very much. We are on match number 28, following Wheeler Yuta's inclusion and induction into the Blackpool Combat Club. We covered that match separately with him and Moxley, an iconic match. And this is their first match as a trio, going up against the Gunn Club, Austin, Billy, and Colton. Colton Gunn! So, not a long match, about 10 minutes, but yeah, something to talk about at least. So, the match starts up, and Yuta's the one who starts it, and bear in mind, Yuta's over like hell. People love him, they're all behind him, and it's like, this match's whole purpose, to me, is one, to establish them as a trio, get a bit more minutes in the ring as all three of them, but then also to kind of establish that Yuta's not just a one performance man. He belongs, he's there, and I kind of like that. The Yuta starts up and he's doing well. He goes, Austin Gunn's here, obviously Austin Gunn does well, Colton's there, and then they eventually build Billy Gunn in, because the BCC are a lot more brutal, obviously. Yuta gets a lot of more of a technical wrestler, getting more holds, not really strike heavy compared to the other two. And there's definitely a gulf in quality between the BCC and the Gunn Club, but also between, Bryan, Moxley, and Yuta. Don't get me wrong, Bryan and Moxley are two of the best wrestlers ever, so there you go. So Yuta starts off, the crowd are all over for him, and he gets up in a bit of a tangle, essentially, and he eventually tags in Bryan. Now, Bryan is obviously our main talking point here. That's why we're doing the run. And Bryan, frankly, gets his ass beat for a good bit. He's in the Heat Minute segment. It was on Rampage, so I don't know if it was ad breaks, or I think it was an ad break still. Picture. And Bryan's basically getting his ass beat. He gets a bit of a tussle with Billy, but obviously gets into a little, I think it was Colton. I think it was Colton. And he gets into a little thing on the floor with Colton. He starts elbowing the shit out of him, and then Billy tags in. And Billy's like, don't you do that. And then they start basically getting Bryan in the corner, working him all, bit of a suplex. Not even suplex, the strikes, you know what I mean? Not really uncomfortable. They're definitely hurting Bryan, you know what I mean? Just corner him, essentially. They eventually build the bill back to get the tag, and Moxley gets tagged in, and but mad, like when they're doing the heat seeking bit with the guns, Billy's like staring at Moxley, and Moxley goes in to scrap him, obviously, but Moxley's Moxley. And the guns are very, especially Austin, they're very much doing the yes chants, ironically, stuff like that. Great performers. It just reminds me how much I do miss the guns. And then when Moxley gets tagged in, it's great, because he just starts wrecking house, lariating the fuck out of them, hits a death rod. It's brilliant. What I do love in the match is, so towards the end, so it gets a bit more like, it's only like a 10-minute match, but then towards the end, they obviously tease a dive. Moxley and Bryan both going to do a dive outside the ropes, and they both do it. They're both going like that, both getting the crowd are into it. The crowd are really into this match. And they basically go up to do the thing, do the lariat, and then Billy Gunn stands up and does a double clothesline against them. But then Yuta's still in the ring. Yuta basically backs him off, starts going for the pin attempt. They try and get the pin attempt like that, where he gets the head. That was sick. And then eventually Yuta gets the win. Because, like I said, before they do that dive, I'm just scatterbrained because it's kind of a messy match to break down. And Bryan does the Psycho Knee, and Moxley hits the death, not even the death rod, I think it was just a basic cutter. But the point is, it was sick. They give Yuta the win, which I really thought was cool. Obviously, this is what I mean, they're trying to establish Yuta as much as they could. It makes me remember great times. And yeah, that's basically the match. It's not the most in-depth, it's not the most detailed, it's not the most something to break down. It's just a basic, fun trios wrestling match. One, to establish the BCC as a trio, and two, to establish Yuta. But there's not really that much excitement going on. It's not one of the matches where I'm like, oh, this is a classic. It's definitely not. But it definitely serves its purpose, serves it well. It's not bad wrestling at all. Billy Gunn, they respect Billy Gunn a lot in here. And like I said, Austin and Colton, mainly Austin, I can remember, because they kind of do intertwine, doing a lot of taunting. This is your hero! He shouts that, and I'm like, yeah, fuck off. When he's got Bryan in a bit of a tussle. Moxley being the hot tag made sense, and then really putting the focus on Yuta and giving Yuta the pin was excellent. They raise Yuta's hand before they celebrate themselves. There was no promo segments after it. I thought there would be. But yeah, solid little match. Great. It was an opener for the Rampage that night, so that's what matters. But overall, as an actual match, it's fine. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's it serves its purpose well. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing. It does serve its purpose very well, and it establishes Yuta is here to stay, which is very good. Very good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Bryan, Moxley, and Yuta, the BCC, having their trios debut match against the Gunn Club. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the match? If you've seen it, it's on YouTube for free, so hopefully the next one will be, because Tony loves me. And yeah, hopefully see you next one, because I love this one. I love this little run that we're doing.